yo, we light a candle, run laps around the English Channel. Neptunes, I got a cocker spaniel. We on the run now, you know it ain't no fun now. And where I go, yo, niggas can't even come now. You ain't the law, nigga, break it. I don't care, but when you get caught, remember that I don't care. N-R-E, love throughout the atmosphere. That mean now we on the run, yo, if that ain't clear. Weak niggas wanna snitch, yo, but that ain't fair. Yo, we down in Vegas, but these guys too courageous. You know I'm on the run, but still rip stages. They call me Animal Dog when I'm in cages. I used to move phrases, roll dice with no aces. Now I live secluded in the oasis. Gotta take spaces, no time for car races. Check my sky till I got foul pages. What? Forget a city slicker, got country grammar. And yo, we going places where my sound scan ain't tough. So when I say I ain't Oreo, it ain't that rough. I need you, Jake, in my face, asking all this stuff. I gotta keep my mouth shut and don't say what. But yo, it's hard to. Knuckleheads got the heart to. Yo, from New Orleans, LA, VA to Queens, the I-95. Now we hit the Philippines, but now it's different. We gotta stay sober. Yo, communicate, Star Tech, Motorola. Keep it on the hush. Don't talk too much. Dog down entertainment. You know we touch. All our whips got navigation. While your whips is just guard patient. Is you knowing what you facing? You let me do it again, do it to win. Last album was an 8, this one is a 10. And Rick and Bone come home, we gon' triple ascend. Y'all love my family, treat my folks like kin. Rockin' Embledo, like a Mexican. Shouting at my pops, cause yo, next to him, he told me every dog nigga is a gentleman. So I took heed, take my time, still on speed. You know a nigga got kids, so my family need a little more than they used to get. Real, not the duplicate. Taking no falls, making y'all just recouping it. Doing it up, tell me what you wanna do with it. Capone's plan, passport to foreign land, overseas in Japan. Politicking with Chan, yo, N-E-P-G-U-N-E-S. The way they lace the beat, like one of the best. What?
Trains running alongside it. See, motherfucker, we don't play for that shit. And if you want your shit back, you had to pay for that shit. You little costume niggas, romper room niggas, get you in the night or early in the afternoon niggas. We taking your whole shit while we pass through. Even the shirt off your back, nigga. Run that too.
I catch you backstage, give me the keys to the Escalade. You think you cute-ho? Take off them Gucci shades. I give my dog to you, you dirty. They all 730, rock the ski mask, whether it's June or February. I take your show money, take your draw money. Yo, yap that fool, cause I don't know money for my beats that hate slow money. I put them in the industry so they can come and take all your money. Wish I could bring Pum back. Bitch, run that. Bitch, run that. Bitch, run that.
James, when I saw him in Orlando, it was on a Tuesday. And then I found out they were playing the next day, Wednesday, in Tampa. And I was already going to Tampa anyway to see Celine, or going through Tampa. Celine's in Sarasota. I almost went again that next night. I ended up not doing it. But yeah, as soon as you leave there, you're ready to go right back and see them again.
Hip-hop, rip pockets, snatch jewels. What? My whole family nuts. Running your stash house, tie granny up, make you strip butt naked. Young buck got struck with the gun butt for trying to tuck the necklace. I'm young, hungry, armed, and reckless. On the streets with a death wish. Don't hide when you see me, I'm on the guest list.
Show no mercy, BK, nigga, thirsty. We bang hollows, you misrepresenting the game, motherfucker, you lame and you chain.
The only downside to seeing Tool back-to-back like that, or really even twice on the same tour, they play about 13 songs in a show, and in a tour, like 11 of the songs, 10 or 11 of the songs are the same, and then they might switch up 1 or 2 songs from night to night. Like Dave Matthews, you can go see Dave Matthews on a Tuesday. He'll play 15 songs. You can go see him the very next day. He'll play 15 different songs. But Tool, they kind of pick a basic set of 10 or 11 songs that they're going to play on a tour. They play those same 10 or 11 songs, and they might mix up 1 or 2.
DJ Lord.
Get the fuck up. Simon says, get the fuck up. Throw your hands in the sky. Weezer's in the back, sipping yak, yo, what's up? Girls, rub on your titties. Yeah, I said it, rub on your titties. New York City gritty committee, pity the fool that act shitty in the midst of the calm, the witty. Y'all know the name. Pharaoh fucking Montana, damn thing came. You all up in your range of shit, inebriated. Straight from your original plan, you deviated.
Where'd you see him at, James?
Like a way to block shots, styles way to let my lyrics annoy. If you holding up the wall and you're missing the point, get the fuck up. Simon says, get the fuck up. Put your hands to the sky.
Yeah, UJ, I was looking at that the other day. My birthday's on May 13th. I might buy myself a birthday present and take myself to see Dave in Atlanta on May 21st. Philadelphia, that's right. So, let's see. You saw him in Philadelphia. All right, so here you go, James. Look at this. So here's what you saw. All right. That's almost exactly what I saw. That's what you saw in Philadelphia. February 20th, Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia. Here's what I saw 2 weeks earlier in Orlando. In fact, isn't it exactly the same? Fear inoculum, opiate, the pot. Fear inoculum, opiate, the pot. Push it, pneuma, the grudge. Push it, pneuma, the grudge. Right into descending hooker. Right into descending hooker. Chocolate, culling, invincible. Yeah, you saw the exact same show I saw. That's the only downside to seeing Tool twice in the same tour. Now they do change it up on occasion. They might take Hooker out and play a different old song, or they might take The Grudge out and play something different, or they might close with something different one night or something. But it's gonna be the same 9, 10, 11 songs and maybe 1 or 2 different ones. That's the only downside to seeing them twice on the same tour.
see I slam tracks like quarterback sacks from LT. Now I try and test the rebel INS. Bless since the birth, I earth slam your best. Cause I bake the cake, then take the cake and eat it too with my crew while we head state to state. And if you want beef, then bring the buckets. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Straight from the motherfucking something busted.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. I think you mean 2 Live Lou.
Just follow. Methods the legend. Niggas is sleepy hollow. In fact, I'm hard act to follow. I dope for Dolo. Bogart coming on through. Niggas is like, oh my God, not you. Yes, I come to get a slice.
There you go, 2 Live Lou.
In the 305, bitches treat me like I'm Uncle Lou.
True like deja vu. I'm rubber. Niggas, it's like glue. Whatever you say rubs off me. Sticks with you.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. 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 Yeah, representing Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Manhattan, Bronx, the rugged lands of Shaolin. Niggas from Virginia, Atlanta, our boys in Ohio, coming through with the crazy Ohio. Yo, niggas from the source, my man Kelly Wu from the cabin, Joe Strickland, Jason Slayton, yeah, true. My nigga Travis going down, boy. We ain't nothing to fuck with. The whole Texas mob, the Chicago mob, niggas from Detroit, fucking California squadron coming through. You know what I'm saying? The whole fucking West Coast, to the whole East, niggas from DC down to Maryland, all the way over there Morgan State. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. All over the whole fucking globe.
There you go. I feel like playing this real quick for no particular reason at all.
Queensbridge murderers, tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in this land we be gunning. And keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around but they never come close to. I can see it inside.
Longest running college football call-in show on YouTube. 5 years and going strong.
You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real,
I loved some Prodigy, I ain't gonna lie. I love that shit.
It's told it ain't nothing really. And yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know, go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate.
UGA, I didn't tell her what I was doing. I just, she was coming over and I just recorded her walking in and then I added the music afterwards.
Halfway crooks, scared to death and scared to look. They shook, cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life. There was so much I got you trust, safeguard of my life. Ain't no time for hesitation, that only leads to incarceration. You don't know me, there's no relation. Queensbridge, and you don't play. I don't got time for your petty thinking, mind, son, I'm bigger than those. Claiming that you pack heat, but you're scared to hold. And when the smoke clears, you be left with one and you don't. 13 years in the projects, my mentality is what, kid? You talk a good one, but you don't want it. Sometimes I wonder, do I deserve to live? Or am I gonna burn to hell for all the things I did? No time to dwell on that, cause my brain reacts. front if you want, kid, lay on your back. I don't fake gas, kid, you know I bring it to your live. Stay in a child's place, kid, you out of line. Criminal minds thirsty for recognition. I'm sipping, E&J got my mind flipping. I'm bucking, dig 'em out without a hope for hustling. Get that loot, kid, you know my function. As long as I'm alive, I'm a live illegal. And once I get on them, I put on all my peoples. React quick, spell lyrics like Max, I hit your dome up. When I roll up the beat, go sleep because I'm free.
Son ain't shook, this ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Living the life that comes with guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn guns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He's just a shook one.
Open up your head, feel the show shot. This is dangerous. I walk through my fields and watch your head rock.
Shout out to my man Chance. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. 5 years of the call-in show. Looking forward to the next 5 years, too. I will say this, UJ, man. If I was going to go camping, an RV would be the only way I would do it like you have there. So I had a bed and air conditioning. Go Tigers! Are you one of the ones that bought one last summer when it got taken down? Email me your address because I haven't sent you one. Neo and Slim Shady were on the stream when I was trying to figure out who. It was 4 people, and I couldn't remember who the other 2 were. Yeah, email me your address right now. I'll send it to you. I'll order it right now. You'll have it in 10 to 14 days. Tell me the size, too, when you send the email, your address and what size you need.
Saying, yo, silly with my 9 milli with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club like we while in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug, nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. Type of nigga that'll slap you with the tulio. Bitch, nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, look at shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she shake it make me wanna get all in the booty, yo. Top mistress at the banging bitches and videos. Smiling with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with the shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot shit, got all you niggas in wet clothes.
Nobody knows, Crimson Brave. Nobody knows. I didn't even know he did one.
Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, ain't God we trust. Yo, it's a must that you heard of us, yo, we murder us. A lot of niggas is wondering and they curious. How me and my niggas do it is so mysterious. Furious, all of my niggas is serious. Shook niggas be walking around fearing us. Front nigga like you don't wanna be hearing us. Gotta listen to how radio be playing us. 30 times I think she to make you delirious. Damaging everything all up in your areas. Yo, it's funny how all the chickens be always serving us. So up in between the ass when they wanna carry us. Hit you good then I hit them off with the alias. Various chickens they wanna marry us. Yo, it's flip.
7 hours? He did a 7-hour, 24-hour live stream, huh? Why am I not surprised?
Mad at us niggas is never we fabulous. Hit my people off with the flow that be marvelous. Oh shit, my whole clique victorious. Taking no prisoners, niggas is straight up warriors. Why you feeling that? I know you be feeling so glorious. Then I blitz and reminisce on my nigga notorious. Well, you really wanna party like that? Let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck valid in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Oh shit. You done fucked up, man. You done put 2 of America's most wanted in the same motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time. Y'all niggas about to feel.
We talk college football year round here, Chad. The chat can tell you there is no off season here. There's just the part of the season where they don't play games.
Showing up, I keep my hand on my gun, cause they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom, waiting on the outcome. Free Tupac is all that's on the niggas' mind, but at the same time, it seems they trying to take mine. So I'ma get smart and get defensive and shit, and put together a million march for some gangster shit.
So now they got a slate, 2 multi-millionaire motherfuckers catch a case. Bitches get ready for the throwdown, the shit's about to go down. Me and Snoop about to climb. I'm losing my religion, I'm vicious on these stools.
named P, she niggerina. I got a house out in the hills, right next to Chino. And I think I got a black Beamer, but my dream is to own a fly casino like Bugsy Siegel and do it all illegal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Riga. It feel good to you, baby bubba. You see, this is for the G's and the keys, motherfucker.
Now follow as we ride, motherfuck the rest, two of the best from the west side. And I can make you famous, niggas been down for years. So how can they blame us? I live in fear of a felony. I never stop belly needs, motherfucking G's. If you got it, better flow it. Another woman, two of them ever smoke one.
What people were calling him to troll him or what? I mean, who's calling him? That was just an excuse to end it. There was never any possibility he was doing a 24-hour stream.
It's like blood, gang banging, everybody in the party doing dope slanging. You got to have papers. Who has Georgia played? Woo! Your eyes swirl, you're doing your job every day, and then you work so hard till your hair turn gray. Let me tell you about life and about the way it is. You see, we live by the gun, so we die by the gun.
Joe Paterno's all the way down at the bottom of my list.
Hey, wonder how I live with 5 shots. Niggas is hard to kill on my block. Schemes for currency and double related. Affiliated with the hustlers, so we made it. Don't answer the question, I'm trying to get a phone. My nigga dog in me, eternally the most wrong. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party.
East Point, smoke some dank. Call it all in the eye. Old National got the scams. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Check it. Well, it's the M.I. cricket letter. Ain't no one better. And when I'm on the microphone, you best to wear your sweater, cause I'm cooler than the...
I can't be the only one that misses Outkast.
Talking that shit, bend corners like I was a curve. I struck a nerve, and now you about to see the southern player serve. I heard it's not where you from, but where you pay rent. Then I heard it's not what you make, but how much you spend. You got me bent like elbows, amongst other things, but I'm not worried. Cause when we set up in the party like I'm out, you scurry. So go get your fucking shine box and your sack of nickels. It tickles to see you try to be like Mr. Pickles. Daddy Fat Sacks, B-I-G-B-O-I is that same motherfucker that took them knuckles to your eye. And I try to warn you not to test, but you don't listen. Giving a shout out to my Uncle Donnell.
Thank you for the super chat, Chance. Brock Bowers' breakout sophomore season. Well, he had a breakout freshman season. He already had his breakout season. He's going to get a lot of attention this year from opposing defenses. So we'll see if he can put up similar numbers to last year. I mean, he's going to be really, really good, but defenses are going to be game planning for him this year.
Let me know when it's wet enough to enter. If not, I wait because the future of the world depends on if or if not the child we raise gon' have that nigga syndrome. Or will it know to beat the odds regardless of his skin tone? Or will it feel that if in tune it just might get picked on? Or will it give a fuck about what others say and get gone? The alienators cause we different, keep your hand to the sky. Like sounds of blackness when I practice what I preach and don't lie. I beat the baker and the maker of the piece of my pie. Now breaker, tenfold, can I get some reply? Now everybody say,
throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you like fish and grits and all that pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah. Now throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you like fish and grits and all that pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah.
Every day I sit while my nigga be in school, thinking about the second album at the dungeon, shooting pool like ES to the PN, cause we just to the beat in the zone. Honey, I'm home, but I'm not.
Is it Brooks Robinson? I think it's Branson Robinson, I think is his name, the running back from Mississippi. I really like him a lot. I think he could contribute this year.
So back the hell up off.
Softly as if I play piano in the dark. Found a way to channel my anger not to involve. The world's a stage and everybody got to play their part. God works in mysterious ways, so when he starts the job of speaking through us, we be so sincere with this here. No drugs or alcohol, so I can get the signal clear as day. Put my Glock away, I got a stronger weapon that never runs out of ammunition, so I'm ready for war. Okay.
Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you like fish and grits and all the pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah, girl. Now throw your hands in the air.
What about Texas? What do you want to know about Texas?
And if you like fish and grits and all the pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah, girl.
Thank you, Mr. Dummett. Good to see you in here, buddy. Here's to 5 more years.
I believe in money, power, and respect. First you get the money, then you get the power. After you get the power, then these cowards will keep life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what you eating right. Money, power, respect, what you sleep at night. You'll see the light. Key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what you eating right. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect.
Yeah, I got the email, buddy. I'm ordering it now.
Take yours while you proud about it. Truck, step out, booze, wanna crowd around it. You can see me on Optimum TV. On your bathroom, turn the light out, scream, Bloody Mary.
Oh, okay. I see, Lacey.
I can set you up like Kaiser and walk straight at the end. I'm done with ice and charms. I'm trying to ice my whole casket when I'm gone. Pull up with class on the dawn. Once I meet him, I greet him. Kiss his feet for freedom. Tell him thank you, Lord. Cause on earth I was getting bored. Now resurrect me back to this cat called sheep. So I can make this album and get back the cats that's weak. 230, 6'2". Me bunch for you, that's like a cat versus a pit bull. Gun, no flip bull. Keep hunger and plan for the future. Cause you figure you gonna be older way longer than you gonna be younger.
Key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what you eating right. Money, power, respect, what you sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what you eating right.
All right, go Tigers. You're a slob confirmed, sir. We need to get you to the Slob Olympics. What is this size I'm ordering here? We got to get you to Pigeon Forge, buddy.
Check the posture, smoke out the mouth, flare out the nostrils, thinking death, then life seems scary. I pass the graveyard, seeing people here marry. I ain't chilling until I'm out parachuting, race my man in mountain climbing for about 10 diamonds, 25,000 apiece, forget streets, trying to own the island, forget about wildin', try riding, in the car that be gliding. If I showed you where I live, you would think I was hiding, sling bricks, chicks that don't speak English, wake up in Trinidad, like touching I'm rich, come back, private jet, live on set, you can spit gold, I can spit baguettes.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, what you sleep at night. You'll see the light. That's the key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect.
Nothing but the hotness whenever we drop this. Monotonous for y'all to keep hating, cause y'all never gon' stop us. I keep my rock spotless and my girls topless. Take time, try to figure out who the locks is. Fear no one, kick rhymes like Shogun. You scared to blow one, get robbed with your own gun. If I don't respect you, I'ma check you. And if I don't kiss you, I'ma peck you. Right before I wet you, I sneeze on tracks and bless you. I'm special, and if you like working out, then I'm gon' stretch you. Hustling is dead, but we still get red. Serving spots in the bakeries to give back bread. And y'all said my money spent, but it's an event. So when the feds come, the dogs can't get a cent. And my story, self-explanatory, that I'm the hottest thing on the street, and y'all ain't got nothing for me.
That's the key to life. Yeah. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, what you sleep at night. You'll see the light. That's the key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect.
This is a beat that I can freak and just drop the rails. Plus it's up with the ill. You know my skill. X from the grills, get them up, split them up, wet them up, and watch them come, get them up, shut them up. When you do dirt, you get dirt. Trick, click, step back like I did work. Take a bluffing game, what you think I'm playing? Till you land, to where the junkyard decaying. Mom's at home praying, to coming home, but you not. You sitting up in the trunk, starting to rap. And hell it's hot though, because I'm here now, baby. It's going down, baby. Get the 4 pound, baby, and let off up in the. Especially if you think you bigger than my mother trigger. Can I get mine? Is it gone? DMX represent one time for the song.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, what you sleep at night. You'll see the light. That's the key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect. That's the key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, what we
All right, I got it ordered for you, buddy. Got it ordered for you. If you hadn't ordered your 2022 Slob Olympics shirt yet, here's the link. There you go.
The world is mine, nigga, get back. Don't fuck with my stack, the gauge is whack. About to drop the bomb, I'm the motherfucking dime. Big fish in a small pond. Not a fish trying to throw they book at the crook, but I shook. They worm and they hook. Guppies hold their breath. They wanna miss me when I'm tipsy. Running everything west of the Mississippi. It's the unseen, pulling strings with my pinky ring. We got your woman pucker up, but we fuck her up. Bow down before I make a phone call. Got 25 niggas running up on y'all for the cheese. We want them keys. Everybody freeze on your knees, butt naked please. Before any of you guppies get hot, nigga, rewind my part, fool, and bow down when I come to your town. Bow down when I'm Westwood bound. Bow down. Cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you. I take 10 steps and I draw. Now who's this in the mad ass Inglewood edition? I bust like a pimple, my mind is still mental. The west side connects with me in South Central. When the drag from the zigzag can't fuck with the Phillies. Holding down the Wild West like the kid they call Billy. Once again, it's Mac 10, the gold crown holder. Strong as a Coca-Cola with a chrome pistola. Now who wanna fuss so I can bust when I cuss? My look bring you feel a year from the surplus. Since a teen, I chase the green, the crack scene king. Lolos, corniches, and baguettes on my pieces. So recognize these real cheese. Chase the cheese, the West Side Connect. Keep it rolling like gold D's. Three-wheeling and dealing, it's like the California style. But in the meanwhile, in my town, you got to bow. Bow down. When you come to my town. Bow down. When I'm westward bound. Bow down. Because I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you.
Well, it's that Chuck wearing, still sporting a beanie. The shadiest nigga when a click, who wanna see me gas? I slide my notes on, let my khakis hang. West side, can I gang, bing, bing, bang. Run away, go get your punk ass slayed by this H, double O to the D to the STA. Fuck hot in it, I'm gang related, simple and plain, which means I can give a fuck about you niggas in this rap game. Flashy niggas get stuck up, beat the fuck up. When you come around, keep your chain tucked from this 00 apostrophe, yes shit. Fuck a studio lyricist, I'm real with this. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Diss me your wax, I'm trying to saw your whole fucking head off. Yeah, I'm platinum bound, so bitch shut up. And nigga, wall, y'all can kiss my Converse like show now. When I come to your town, when I'm westward bound, cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you.
Bow down. When you come to our town. Bow down. When we westward bound. Bow down. Cause we ain't no haters like you. Bow down to some niggas that's greater than you.
Do it now. Don't hate me. Hate the money I see, clothes that I buy, ice that I wear, flows that I try. Close your eyes, picture me rolling, sixes, money folding, bitches, honeys that swollen, the richest. Knives get in ya, most critically acclaimed Pulitzer Prize winner, best storyteller, thug narrator, my style's greater, model data, big threat to a lot of you haters. Commentators ringside try watching my paper, almost a decade, quite impressive. Most of the best is in the essence, but it's rap shit that I stand for, expanding more to the big screen. Bill Gates dreams, but it seems you'd rather see me in jail with state dreams. Want me off the scene fast, but good things last. Like your favorite MC, still making some mean cash. First rapper to bring a platinum plaque back to the projects, but you still wanna hate? Be my guest, I suggest. Do it now.
You can hate me now. Won't stop. But I won't stop now. Can't stop. Cause I can't stop now. You can hate me. You can hate me now.
Do it
I hate
now.
you too. But I won't stop now.
Come on.
Hate me now. Cause I can't stop now.
Come on.
You can hate me now. You can hate me
Do it now.
You can hate me now.
Do it now. I told you, do it now.
Let's go.
You wanna hate me, then hate me. What can I do but keep getting money? Funny, I was just like you. I had to hustle hard, never give up until I made it. Now y'all saying that's a clever nigga, nothing to play with. Hate on me, I blew, but I'm the same OG. People warn me, when you on top, there's envy. Took my niggas out the hood, but you doubt on us. Saying we left the hood, but can't get it out of us. My bad, should I step on my shoes, give them to you? Here's my cars in my house, you can live in that too. Criticize when I flow for the street. Hate my dress code, Gucci this, Fendi that. What you expect, ho? Nickname Esco. Took this game to its threshold. Best flow, I bet the whole US know. Try to make it like you the realest, but who the illest? Think we all know the answer to that, cause niggas feel us, right? Do it now.
You can hate me now. Won't stop. But I won't stop now.
Now.
Cause I can't stop now.
Do it now.
You can hate me now. I hate you too. But I won't stop now. You can hate me now. Cause I can't stop now. You can hate me now. You can hate me
Do it now.
You can hate me now.
Do it now.
I like this. I like the way this feels. Let's go.
It's a thin line between paper and hate. Friends and snakes, 9 millies and 38s. Hell or the pearly gates. I was destined to come, predicted. Blame God, he blew breath in my lungs. Second to none, wicked turn wives to widows. Shoot through satin pillows, the desolate one. Took a little time to claim my spot. Chairman of the board until this game stopped, and I side with the Lord. Ride for the cause while driving niggas shot at my doors. Plotting, I'm sure they catch me with their glocks to my jaws. Tried sticking me up, but I flipped on these ducks. Instead of me, ambulances were picking them up. Niggas fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. Guess it's just the fury of man became a monster on top of the world, never falling. I'm as real as they come, from day one, forever falling. Come on, it won't stop. It won't stop. Never. Come on,
but I won't stop now. Cause I can't stop now. You can hate me now. I hate you too. But I won't stop now.
Come on,
cause I can't stop now.
hate me now.
You can hate me now.
Hate me now.
You can hate me now.
Come on, niggas.
You can hate me now.
Come on, niggas.
But I won't stop now.
Get this shit over with. It ain't gonna never stop.
This is a DJ Noise mixtape presentation.
See, I'm riding high. Kinda broke, see me, y'all. So all I got is fire. I got fire.
Player, give me some brew and I might just chill. But I'm the type that like to light another joint like Cypress Hill. I still do be spit loogies when I puff on it. I got some bucks on it, but it ain't enough on it. Go get the S-T-I-D-E-S. Nevertheless, I'm hella fresh, rolling joints like a cigarette. So pass it across the table like ping pong. I'm gone, beating my chest like King Kong. In zone, wrap my lips around the 40. And when it comes to getting another stogie, fools all kick in like Shinobi. Homie ain't my homie to begin with. It's too many hands to be. Probably let my friend hit bit. Unless you pull out the fat crispy $5 bill on the real before it's history. Cause fools be having them vacuum lungs. And if you let them hit it for free, you hella dumb. Dumb. I come to school with a Taylor on my earlobe. Avoiding all the flick teasers, skeezers, and weirdos. Got me throwing off the land like where the bomb at. Give me $2, you take a puff and pass my bomb back. Suck up the dank like a Slurpee. The serious bomb will make a nigga go delirious like Eddie Murphy. I got more growing pains than Maggie. Cause homies snagged me to take the dank out of the bag. Take sacks to the face whenever I can. Don't need no crutch. I'm so keyed up till the joint be burning my hand. Next time I roll it in a hamper to burn slow, so the ashes won't be burning in my hand, bruh. Hoogies get hit, but they know they got a pitch and bent. I roll a joint that's longer than your extension, cause I'll be damned if you get high off me for free. Hell no, you better bring your own slip cheap. What's up, don't babysit that, better pass the joint. Stop hitting cause you know you got asthma. Crack the 40 open, homie, and guzzle it, cause I know the weed in my system is getting lonely. I gotta take a whiz test to my P.O. I know I feel cause I done smoked major weed, bro. And every time we with Chris, that fool rolling up a fatty. But the Tangeray straight had me. Stop at the light, man, my yesterday thing got me hung off the night train. You fade, I fake, so let's head to the east. Hit the stroll to 9-0 so we can roll big hashish. I wish I could fade the 8, but I'm no budget. Still rolling the 2 though, cut the same old bucket. Foggy window, soggy endo. I'm in the land getting smoke with my kinfolk. Been smoke, yuck, I spray you, lay it down. Up in the OAK, the town. Homies don't play around, we down to blaze a pound. Then ease up, speed up through the
All right, we're going to start the show in just a few minutes here. 706-786-4481. 706-786-4481 is the number. Call in now if you want to be one of the first ones on.
Y'all know how we do around this time. Young bloods, Lil John, yeah, choke that thing, you know what I mean? Had lean clothes, smell like green. Plus a white tee and white weed. I'm buy bread, real G, get G. Back to the street, back with Lil John. Back for the A-Day, rapping for the slum. Put your hood up, show a nigga where you from. And if they hate that, then get the job done. Chopping hard like beer, like beer. Roll a drink, that Patron. Keep the bottle popping all night long. What we smoke, that good. Presidential shit, George Bush. How we do it like this. Get crunk, big.
16, I'ma give it to you raw. Take it to your ass, slap you clean, cross the jaw. Know where they at? Who want some? See, I don't think they really want none. See, I'm back with a whole new clip, with a badass chick on some brand new shit. Now put them up to the sky. Get up, get drunk, get high. Shake them off, you know what to do. Take it to the floor, haul out your whole crew. Like what? Nuck if you buck. See, we still don't give a damn, and I never gave a fuck to see them big time and wrist stay blinding with 4 or 5 3s. Yeah, my pinky ring shining. I stay grinding and true to the streets. If you ever need to find me, you know where we can meet.
I very rarely play 3-card poker at the casino because the odds are so bad, but I do play it every once in a while. George Bush, how we do it like this. Get crunk, big pimp. I feel big bang and drink. That's why I got a purple Sprite and y'all ain't. Y'all ride big rims. Seeing me is tall, so when you step down, baby girl, don't bow. Y'all niggas know the name. They call me Sean Paul, and I ain't got no flaws to sell breaking the law. Niggas call me dope 'cause I'm hard and I'm raw. Can call me that thing, one here to make it call, and it's always beside me. Watch got diamonds. I ain't part-time and I'm full-time grinding. The nigga one shining. Blind nigga blinding. I'm niggas with the dimes in the whips that I be riding. And I don't pull them hot into the drum beat. And you can see you moving second in the back seat. They wild on the east. They live in these streets. So I'm gonna get canceled one day for accidentally saying the wrong word on one of these rap songs. That Patron, the bottle popping all night long. What we smoke, that Kush, presidential shit, George Bush. How we do it like this. Get crunk, big pimp. Yeah. Good morning, Annette, and welcome to a very special edition of Uncle Lou Before Dark, the college football call-in show. I didn't even realize it until this morning, during the morning show, that I just passed the call-in show's 5-year anniversary. That's right. YouTube's longest-running college football call-in show has now been on the air for 5 years and 1 month, actually. Started January of 2017. And I don't even remember what happened on the morning show that made me look that up, the first call-in show. But yeah, first call-in show was January 2017. So happy 5-year anniversary to Uncle Lou After Dark, which we're doing today before dark. Because when I first started the call-in show, that's when I did it, before dark. I did it at 12 o'clock for a while. I did it at 3 o'clock for a while. My kids were a lot younger then. They were getting out of school at different times than they are now and had practices at different times and stuff like that. I ended up moving it to nighttime because I was unable to do it any longer at 3 in the afternoon because of soccer practices and dance rehearsals for my daughter and things like that. So that's how the show ended up getting moved to 10 o'clock at night. But the call-in show has been going strong for 5 years. And, of course, that's because of all of you for calling in over the last 5 years, for showing up, participating in the comments section, keeping the chat lively. So big shout out to all of you, whether you've been here for a month or the entire 5 years. Shout out to each and every one of you who have ever tuned in to an Uncle Lou call-in show, especially if you've called in, because let's face it, without callers, there can be no call-in show. You see how that works? Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the next 5 years. I love the call-in show. The call-in show is a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite things I do on this channel, the call-in show. It was the first live show I ever had on this channel. You know, I had the call-in show first. The morning show I added about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And then Lunch Money with me and Pigskin Pete, we've been doing for about 1.5 years now, I think. So, but it all started with the live call-in show. So this will always be probably my favorite of the live shows. With that being said, we should probably take some phone calls today. The phone lines are on. 706-786-4481 is the number. If you want to be a part of the show, give me a call. Talk some college football this afternoon. 706-786-4481. Let's take roll. Timmy, Sir UGA, Battle Angel, Tiger Baskins, Raj, Crimson Brave, Zona Tucson 93, Jerome Pruitt, James Cateau, Pizza Woman, Nate the Great, A Rat is here, Travis Key is here. Good to see you, sir. JN Highlights, Albert Denton, Eric Johnson, The Real Big Lee, Justin Aycock, Jacob Watson, The Real Big Lee, The Real TB, Mark Mann, Dawson Gentry, Alejandro Ramirez, Mayhem Matthew, Troglodyte, Go Tigers 504. I really do appreciate all of you tuning in today. Super Chat, PayPal, Cash App, hit the thumbs up. Those are all great ways to help support the show. Participate in the comments section. Give me a call, 706-786-4481. Plenty of ways to support the show. Let's see what you guys have to say today. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, it's fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Hey, I just wanted to say congrats on 5 years, man. Just amazing what you've been doing.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it. I mean, I guess if I would have sat and thought about it, I knew I started it sometime around 16 or 17, but so I don't even remember what happened on the morning show today. And for some reason, we looked up the first ever call-in show, because this show used to be called "Tell Me How You Feel." That was the name of it when I first started it. So I searched up Uncle Lou, Tell Me How You Feel, episode 1, and it was January of 2017. And I was like, well, damn, I missed the 5-year anniversary, so I'm going to celebrate it today.
Well,
You there?
Yeah, I was just thinking about something to say. It's funny always looking at your old videos and you going crazy over stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the reason a lot of people are here is from back when Georgia was terrible and I was breaking TVs and yelling and cussing about Vanderbilt and Tennessee and Georgia Tech and Florida and all that. Yeah, some of those old videos are still some of the most watched videos ever on this channel. A lot of those videos from 15 and 16 when Georgia was bad.
My favorite one is your video about you raging about Tennessee with the Hail Mary. You broke your TV. That was the funniest one ever.
Yeah. That, for a long time, that was my most watched video ever. It might still be. Let me look and see. But for a long time, that was by far my most watched video of all time. Let's see what it is now. Sort by most popular. Yeah, it still is. That's still my most watched video of all time. My second most watched video is Georgia versus Alabama national championship game from last month. So, what does that tell you? More people would rather watch me lose than watch me win. That's what that tells me.
Well, how did you feel to be a national champion after so many years?
It feels great. I mean, I put in a lot of work. I gave a lot of time, effort, and energy. I've dedicated myself to Georgia winning a national title for years and years, and it's good to see my hard work finally pay off. So, it feels good.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you're able to experience it, man. It's a hell of a feeling. Well, it's kind of dumbed down for me, but I mean, it still feels good to win.
No doubt. No doubt. You can't explain it to for a diehard college football fan. There's no other feeling like watching your team win a national title. You can't even really explain it to somebody who hasn't experienced their team winning. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, buddy. Well, I'm gonna let you get to another callers. I just wanted to let you know, thanks for being here for all of us on the off season and during the regular season.
Yes, sir, Chance, and thank you for all your support on the channel, and thank you for calling in today and the kind words. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again real soon, I'm sure. Chance-tastic checking in there. I'm sure he's having a good morning, as am I. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lulo.
Hey, good morning, Lou. It's Nate the Great again. How are you doing,
Hey,
sir?
Nate, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. And congratulations for 5 years. 5-year anniversary for YouTube or LouTube. And I want to congratulate you on that. And I want you to get your thoughts on. Now, I want to give you thoughts on Michigan. Not now, but like, is it a fluke year that Michigan's going to be? You think they're heading in the right direction, or are they just have a fluke year like Minnesota did, like in 2017?
I don't think it was a fluke year. I mean, I don't think Michigan's going 6-6 next year. I think Ohio State's going to be the favorite next year in the Big Ten, and I would tend to agree with that. But if Michigan loses to Ohio State next year and doesn't win the Big Ten and doesn't make the playoffs, that doesn't make this past year a fluke. I mean, Michigan was the best team in the best division in all of college football, the Big Ten East.
Right.
I mean, it was a great year. There was nothing fluky. There was nothing fluky about it. Ohio State was good too. They just weren't as good as Michigan. So Michigan State was good. So I mean, it wasn't a fluke at all. But I don't think there's going to be very many people picking. I mean, look, Georgia's not likely to win the national championship in 2022. That doesn't mean 2021 was a fluke, does it? No. It's hard to repeat.
No.
We lose a lot on defense. Mainly, it's just hard to repeat. I mean, as good as Alabama's been over the last 15 years, they've only repeated once. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
If Georgia goes 12-0 or 11-1 in the regular season and loses the SEC title game and gets in the playoffs and loses in the first round or doesn't get to the playoffs, I don't then look back on 2021 as a fluke. And I don't think Michigan fans should look back on 2021 as a fluke either, no matter what happens this year. I mean, they were a really good team.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I'm just worried if it was a fluke, but I'm not really worried. I'm just hoping it's not a fluke, but you never know what's going to happen. But hey, before I have one more thought for you. Who is the defensive coordinator or former defensive coordinator for Vanderbilt? Because Michigan just hired him, I think.
Former defensive coordinator for Vanderbilt? I have no idea.
Okay, I thought you knew, but yeah, Harvard just hired. I wouldn't say just hired, but he hired the defensive coordinator from Vanderbilt. But to see how that goes. But yeah. Hey, and thanks for taking my call, Lou, and happy 5 years.
Thank you, Nate. Good to hear from you, buddy, and we'll talk to you again soon. Nate's a Michigan man. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Lou?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, I've never been able to call in before, and sorry that I haven't been on the show in a long time and
that's okay.
comment and everything, but it's just the new job I got, the hours are different, so.
Yeah, I understand. It's good to hear from you again, though.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, basically, one of my biggest questions I want to ask, I won't hold you up too long. First, congratulations, obviously, same as everybody else for the 5 years. And unfortunately, congratulations for your national title.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I know.
I can't lie.
It's been so damn long for us, so I know.
I was 2 years old. I'm 43. I was 2 years old the last time Georgia won the Natty, so I wasn't even around, basically. I wasn't watching football when I was 2, so. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
And I know y'all are one of our biggest rivals and all that, but still, I'm glad y'all got one because you deserve it. It's hard to wait an entire lifetime for a team to win a championship. When you finally get it, yep.
It does feel good.
So one of my biggest questions that I wanted to ask is, now that, we don't really know nothing about Napier. We don't know what he's going to do yet. There's no set in stone things to understand of what he's going to accomplish. But do you truly think that this guy is the guy that can finally at least turn around the recruiting for Florida?
I know less about. I don't know. I think he's a good coach. I'm more confident saying he's a good coach than I am saying he's a good recruiter. Mm-hmm. Not because I think he's a bad recruiter. I'm just not. I just don't know. I'm not a recruiting expert. I admit this all the time. I love to come on here. I wish I was an expert on everything. I'm not an expert at all on recruiting. I had a Miami fan tell me today that the assistant coach that they got from Georgia was ranked as the second best recruiter in the country or so. I don't know anything about that. Now I follow the recruiting rankings. So, I know which teams have, the most talent according to the recruiting rankings and things like that. But as far as knowing which coaches are necessarily good at recruiting, unless I see a team in the top 10 in recruiting a bunch of times, I don't have any way of knowing if they're good at recruiting or not, really. Now, I do remember hearing that when Napier was an assistant somewhere, he was ranked in the top 10 in recruiting. But I just don't know. It's an unknown. He may end up being the best recruiter Florida's ever had. I have no idea. What I know is that he's a good football coach. That's what I know. I'm the wrong person really to ask for an opinion on someone's recruiting ability because I can't look at what he did at Louisiana recruiting wise and translate that to Florida because it's a different pool. Yeah, you're not even really recruiting the same players in the group of 5 that you are in the Power 5, especially when it comes to the 5 stars and the highly ranked 4 stars. The group of 5 teams aren't even really wasting their time trying to recruit those players. So I think the jury is still out, but from everything I've heard, it's positive. So, and I made a video when he was hired, and I said I thought it was a good hire. So, and when Mullen was hired, I said I thought it was a terrible hire. I said when McElwain was hired, I didn't like that hire. I do like the Napier hire. Now, that doesn't mean Florida's going 15-0. Doesn't mean they're going 0-15. But I think this is the best hire Florida's made in a while.
Don't remind me of Mullen, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the main reason I asked was because when I watch Josh Tate, what he says makes sense to me so much about how everybody is bitching and complaining about parity in college football, and it literally does make sense that it's because they're just purging Florida for players. And if Miami and Florida, because I don't see Florida State at least doing dominant recruiting for a while. I don't Mike Norvell, I just don't see that guy doing it, or he would have already shown signs of it.
Right.
So Miami is already making huge leaps from what I've seen. And if we can start doing that as well, just keeping those players away from Ohio State, Clemson's, Alabama's, and of course Georgia, that'll just spread it back out to where there's at least, maybe a couple more teams start becoming elite. Not just saying us, but anybody. And that just balances the sport out so much. So
yeah, well, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that, and all right, yeah. Thank you for the call. It's also targeting the right players within the state of Florida because there's too many 4 and 5 stars in Florida for Florida State, Miami, and Florida to get them all. So you're always going to have other teams taking players out of Florida. Florida, Florida State, and Miami, all three, have to do a better job of targeting who it is in the state of Florida that they really, really want, and then actually getting those people. That's where they have dropped the ball. Like, I think Florida in this current recruiting cycle didn't get any of the top 10 players in the state of Florida. That's unacceptable. Now, I'm not blaming that on Napier because he just got there, but I'm just saying that as a statement in general. If you're the University of Florida and you're not signing any of the top 10 players from the state of Florida, that's a problem. That's a problem. You have to improve that. Good morning, though, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Yeah, Raj, you beautiful motherfucker. What's going on there, man?
Oh, hell. What's up, Raj?
Oh, hell. Here we go. Hey, if you ain't first, you're last, baby. Shake and bake. What's going on, my man? I ain't hard at you in a while.
Yeah,
congrats on the fucking 5 years, brother.
Yeah, I'm doing an early show today, so you can call in.
Yeah. When I heard you was doing it earlier, I said, well, good. I can go home and get me a whore bath and take me a dump. And I said, I can go down here and have a few beers. And I said, I can call in Uncle Lou and see what my boy's been up to.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But yeah, man, dude, like I said, congrats, brother. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, I started watching you back a long time ago. And, me and you've known one another personally for about, 2 years now?
Uh-huh.
We, talked and shit like that. And, you've been a real good friend to me, brother. And you gave me a lot of advice. And you gave, you've just been a good friend to me, brother. And, I got your stick any fucking time you need it. So,
well, Raj, you do know me for a couple of years, and you know me well enough to know I don't blow smoke. And you, sir,
I'm the same way. You're going to meet the same motherfucker on the phone that you talking to.
You are, you're one of my favorite people on here. You're one of the good guys. And you really are one of my favorite people on here. And like I said, you know me well enough to know I don't give compliments out just to give them. I consider you a close friend, buddy. I really do. And,
I'm the same way, brother. Like I said, I got you too, man. Anytime you need anything, you know where to call. I mean, hell, you don't live at 90 miles from me. I'll get in that dollar. Like I said, I'll pack a fucking couple ham sandwiches and a 6-pack of beer, and I'll be down there in about an hour and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
That dog will be 90 miles an hour all the fucking way.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, you've been a real good friend to me. You've talked to me quite a good bit, and we've hung out personally. You invited me down to your house. We hung the fuck out. My wife came down there with me, and we had a fucking great weekend, man. We had a good fucking time, and I got to meet Bulldog JT for the first time. That dude's a cool fucking dude. I love that dude. And it's fucking weird, man. A couple years ago when I talked to you, next thing I know, 2 years later, I've got everybody's fucking phone number, and everybody's been over here at my house.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking weird, man. Next thing you know, I got 35, 40 motherfuckers over here, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Your garage is the party pad, man. Your garage is a party pad, no doubt about it.
Like, this is great. Yeah. I'm like, this is fucking great, man. I mean, because you know me. Hey, dog, hey, if there's 60 people in the room, I'm going to know 59 of them before I leave.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how it is, But dude, I just want to say, man, dude, you've been a real good friend to me, and I appreciate it. And like I said, man, it's been a fucking ride that I don't want to get off of, dude. It's been something that I would never imagine, And like I said, I might not be doing much competing at the Slob Olympics, but me, I'm gonna be slinging dick and drinking beer and hanging the fuck out.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. A couple of weeks away. I can't wait to hang out with you for the weekend and everybody else. We're gonna have a blast.
Oh, I can't either, man. Like I said, I wish I could have came. I wish I could fucking go to Cherokee, but I have a vacation coming up here soon, and for spring break and shit like that, and I had to save a few days. And I was planning on going to damn Cherokee with you for a few days and bring my mama with me, because me and her go over about once every 2 years, and she that's where she wants to be. She wants her ashes, spread up there in Pigeon Forge, And so, but like I said, man, it's been a fucking great fucking time, dude. And I love BA. It's like I said, you've met my damn wife. We fucking went and ate dinner together. Man, it is what it is. And so, but like I said, man, dude, this year's been fucking unfucking real, man. Being damn diehard fucking dog fans and to see what the fuck's been going on, and it's, man, it's just like you don't want to. You look back and you go, damn, we're fucking national fucking champs, son. Fucking finally. It's like, so, like I said, man, it's one of those things that I will always look back on and go, you know what, we fucking got one fucking finally, But
it was worth the wait.
Oh, it fucking was, brother. Well, I know you got more fucking phone calls. It's fucking early, and I'm sitting out here being tip-top Magoo. You know me, Can hang the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother. Yeah, I love you, buddy. You know that. Anytime you need anything, you just pick that fucking phone up and you call me. All right, buddy?
I know, Raj. I can't wait to see you, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
All right,
enjoy the rest of your week.
Man. I'll see you the fucking few weeks.
All right, be careful on the road. Be careful on the road. 5-year anniversary of the call-in show. Let's see, how far has this show come? Or has it come anywhere at all? Here's a couple of minutes of what this show was like 5 years ago.
A couple days away. Huge Bulldogs fan, huge Falcons fan. Trying not to get an overload on Super Bowl hype. I'll be watching them Sunday and rooting them on. That's for
freshman this year, and he had... Yep. First caller there said you guess that the Patriots are going to win. Usually Super Bowl.
What? See the recruitment of Aubrey Solomon going. He's aired it down to, from what I've heard, Michigan, USC, Alabama, and Georgia. So where do you see him going?
I have a bad feeling about him. I would love to get him. I think he's I think he's the best defensive player in this year's class, regardless of position. I would love to get him.
For defense.
Yeah, but I just don't have a good feeling about him. I have sort of a Demetrius Robertson feeling about him from last year. If we get him, that's great, but I've already sort of prepared myself for him to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had that feeling too, but I mean, there's always a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance. There's some chatter today too that we're not getting Nico Collins. Word on the street is that he had a spend the night party with Jim Harbaugh, and so we might be losing him to Michigan. So that, as far as the big ones go, that pretty much leaves Jamias Williams and Marcavius Big. It's funny, listen to me talk about Aubrey Solomon's recruitment 5 years ago, when just a few minutes ago I was talking about how I don't really follow recruiting. Aubrey Solomon is one of the big reasons why I had to quit following recruiting so closely. I absolutely lost my mind when Aubrey Solomon committed to Michigan over Georgia. If you've never seen that video, type in Uncle Lou Aubrey Solomon. I think there's two of them. No, just one. There's one. There's one of them. But that's a major reason I don't follow recruiting that closely anymore. About gave me a damn heart attack. Let's see who's up next now. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Well, good morning and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, and hummus, hummus your yarmulke.
Right.
Right.
Has it been 5 years, my friend?
Isn't that crazy?
I just got home. I saw this thing pop up on my screen. I said, "Oh man, I missed it. I better call. I better see if I can still call in and congratulate Uncle Lou. 5 years of trolling and making trolls crazy and all that good stuff on the phone.
It's been a wild ride.
I'm glad I was a part of it. Man,
Me too.
It's been a lot of fun.
Me too. And having Raj call in and now having you call in reminds me of how much I missed the afternoon shows. Because, well, I mean, you know how it is. Certain people can call in at certain times of the day. So whenever I do the show, there's going to be some people that can't watch it that time. You know, if I do it at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, some people are still working. If I do it at 10 o'clock at night, some people are already in bed. If I do it at 8 in the morning, some people are already working. But it is good to switch it up every once in a while. Give y'all a chance to call in.
Yeah, I used to be able to listen and call in almost any time, but, you know, the past 3 months have been a little nuts. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Can I take this opportunity? I'd like to take this opportunity while you're on the phone. This is our good buddy Celine Driver. But I'd like to take this opportunity while you're on the phone to remind everybody in the comments section.
It's a retirement community.
It's not a nursing home.
That's right.
Right.
This is a retirement community.
It's a retirement community.
Because the funny thing is, all the guys from Jersey, they go down I-95 to Miami. They don't come to this part of Florida.
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
They have another retirement community over there. It's called Broward County.
I haven't stopped talking about that restaurant you took us to eat dinner either. Literally everybody I've seen called my dad, told him about it. What a great restaurant.
Philippi Creek.
Philippi Creek. Told everybody you talked me into trying fried gator, which was amazing. I can't believe how good that was.
That was good. And then he did serious damage to a pile of shrimp.
Now that's okay. Now, so that's the only time I've had fried gator. So, unbiased opinion here. If I go somewhere else and get fried gator, I'll still like it, right? Even if it's maybe not as good as the place you took me to.
You might. If you go, most places in the state of Florida will know how to do it right, because when you cook gator, most of you try it. If you overdo it, it turns into a hot real quick. So it depends on where you go. I mean, if you went to someplace, say Cedar Key, or here, or somewhere in the Everglades, or near the Everglades, they know how to do it right. You try to find fried alligator in Georgia, they may not do it so good.
Yeah. I don't even know. There's probably somewhere in Augusta that has it, but I wouldn't even know where because it's never been something I've went looking for before. But so there might be somewhere in Augusta that has it, but I wouldn't know where.
I wouldn't know where. You know Augusta better than me.
Yeah, I would have no idea where to go. I mean, there's several seafood restaurants, but none that I know of that would have that. I don't know. I'd have to ask around. But I would try. If the next restaurant I go to, though, I don't care where it is, whether it's here or somewhere else. The next restaurant I go to that has it, I'm going to order it, and I'm going to try it. It's probably not as good as that place you took me to, but even if it's half as good, I mean, it was really good. It was better than any chicken tenders I've ever had. People have always told me, oh, it tastes like chicken. I guess I see why they said that, but it's better than any chicken tender I've ever had from anywhere.
No,
it was really good.
I was glad that I could take you and BA to a place that's well known and well established and well known and loved in Sarasota.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't want to use the word institution is overused, but really, I mean, it's an established restaurant in Sarasota. Everybody goes there. Everybody's been there. It's a great standby for everybody, and you know, it's part of the character of the city. And I was glad to take you guys there. It wasn't the place I wanted to, but I understand why you didn't want to go to the place I had picked out. But you know, to give you a good local flavor, see how we live and eat here. So, you know, I was glad to do it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried.
It was amazing.
I didn't want to take you somewhere and you have a shitty meal.
No, it was really good.
Yeah, he'll never come back. You know.
No, it was great.
Who knows? You might. Maybe we'll do the Slob Olympics here and we just descend on the place.
Wouldn't that be something? I don't know if
That would be crazy.
I don't know if that place is ready for that scene.
I don't know. Can you picture? I'll tag you that one, John. I appreciate that. Can you imagine like Raj in that place?
Well, they definitely have to seat us at outside on that deck patio thing. There's no way they would let us inside, all of us inside that restaurant.
No, they'd have to take up the whole patio.
Yeah, we'd have to sit outside.
Have to sit outside. That would be a sight for them, but they might find that to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slim Shady says Sarasota don't want that smoke. Probably not, but
now,
hey, we just got done with Thunder by the Bay, which is an annual motorcycle event here, and hell, Sarasota tolerates that. Why wouldn't they tolerate the Slob Olympics?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not that this is something you have to do tomorrow. I mean, you got plenty of time. But I mean, Florida is what, 2 Slob Olympics away? Because we're doing South Carolina next year and then probably Florida. So, you know, you're gonna be in charge of that location scouting. That's how it works. So, and you know what we require: a hotel and an open area. So, yeah.
Okay, well, if I
got
want
2 years.
Sarasota to be place, I could start my homework now.
Yeah,
I can think of a few places. I could definitely come up with a few places. Open space isn't a problem.
I mean,
open space near a hotel, okay, that's tougher.
Now, I don't want to get you off on a tangent here, but if you think about it,
we are.
The fake Olympics, which just ended, they announced their locations like 8 years in advance. So 2 years is not too early for you to start scouting potential locations for 2024 Slob Olympics.
No, I agree. Hey, did you hear something? I heard something 2 days ago that just really mystified me about the upcoming Olympics in Paris. Did you hear what one of the events is going to be?
What?
Breakdancing.
Oh, yes. I'm all for that.
So who's going to judge the event? The cast of breaking?
Yeah, Turbo and Ozone are going to be the judges.
and Ice-T is going to spin the disc.
Yeah, that'd be great. I know how much you love Ice-T.
If he can get time away from his Cheerio tail.
Yeah, I know how much you love Ice-T. I saw that on your Facebook page. Unfortunately, I couldn't comment on it because I'm in another 30-day bid.
I don't have anything against Ice-T. In fact, I don't have anything.
Well, you do. Well, you do have something against Ice-T. I mean, don't make me read what you said about him. You do have something against Ice-T.
No, I just have something. I find it very ironic that the guy who wrote Cop Killer played a cop on TV for God knows how many years and is now pimping Cheerios. You know, a real hard ass gangbanger is now pimping Honey Nut Cheerios.
Right. You don't like people. You have a problem with people who have turned their life around and became successful. Is what you're saying?
No.
Yes,
no,
that's exactly what you're saying. The guy was a crack dealer and a gangbanger, and now he's a successful musician, actor, and gets a lot of endorsements, and that bothers you. You'd
No, it
rather he
doesn't bother
stayed a
me.
crackhead his whole life. You don't want people.
No.
You don't want people to turn their lives around.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I just find it funny.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's just funny. I have a twisted sense of humor.
Yes, you do, and that's why we get along so well.
Yes, indeed. But what did you do? What did you do to get suspended again for 30 days?
It was something in the Georgia group. I think I called somebody an idiot. I mean, it's that simple
Oh,
these
hell,
days.
I've done worse than that in Gator Nation.
Yeah.
Gator Nation group right now has a big hate for me because I'm calling for the firing of Mike White.
Yeah, I mean, I had to start my own Georgia group 5 years ago because I got kicked out of every other Georgia group for saying Jake Fromm sucked, so I just started my own. I can't get kicked out of it because it's my group, but Facebook can still ban me, which they do all the time.
Maybe I ought to start my own Florida Gators.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're on Truth Social anyway now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm not on there yet because I'm on the waiting.
I'm assuming I'm never going to see you post on Facebook ever again.
No, I'll post on Facebook.
Oh. Okay.
At least, well, I use Facebook for events and to post links to my videos on YouTube.
How do you feel about Truth Social coming out and saying that they are going to be banning accounts, removing posts, and censoring content?
I honestly hadn't read that.
Yeah.
So I would be against that.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the censorship of any kind is an anathema.
Yeah.
Censorship, nobody should be censored.
Yeah.
Not people I like, not people I hate. The free speech means free speech, even if I detest it.
Well, free speech means you can't be thrown in jail.
Right. It's opposite. But I mean,
if someone goes on your
people should
live
have the
stream,
right to-
if someone's in your comment section talking about Jews, what do?
Talking about what?
You censor them, right?
I did. What were they talking about?
I'm just asking in general, if someone is in your comment section talking about Jews, you censor them.
It depends on what they're saying.
Right. But you reserve the
Well,
right to
if
censor your own stream, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But really, the only reason I would censor someone out of that stream would be I don't want somebody to be spouting anti-Semitism
Right,
and get my stream and my channel shut down.
But that's my point. People aren't against censorship. People are against censorship that they disagree with. You're not against censorship. You do it yourself.
Yes, but I don't want my channel to be shut down. So I do engage. I want a little bit of decorum in my live stream.
Right, and that's understandable. I get it. It's your channel. It's your comment section. It's not a democracy.
No,
it's a
not.
dictatorship.
But if that guy wants to stand on a street corner somewhere and scream, epitaphs about various groups or various people, I have no problem with that. If that's what they want to do in a public forum, that's fine. On my channel, I would have a problem with that. With the respect to, I don't want to get shut down.
Right.
But I'm not going to deny. Oops, the screen just went crazy. But I'm not going to deny their right to be. If they want to scream anti-Semitic epithets, or they want to scream the N-word at the top of their
and I don't
lungs,
think Facebook cares. And I don't think Facebook cares if someone's on Twitter saying whatever, right? Facebook only cares what's said on their platform, just like you only care what's said on your platform.
Well, and that's the argument that people are having with Facebook and Twitter right now. Are they platforms, or are they engaged in news production? I mean, if they're platforms, then they should not be censoring thoughts that or opinions that the people who run the system would have a problem with. For instance, a lot of people were getting shut down by talking about corona or COVID, and it was going against quote unquote orthodoxy. People got shut down. As a private platform, okay, they can do that. Obviously, it's a privately held company. They can edit content the way they want to. But if it's a public forum, as Facebook, Twitter purport themselves to be, where anyone can join and anyone can comment about anything, that sort of butts up against free speech laws and content laws.
Well,
that's why there's that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not that you're against censorship. It's that you're against censorship that you disagree with, and everyone is that way. So there's really there's really no difference.
As a libertarian, I would like to see as little censorship as possible. Now, I understand there is obviously some censorship out there in the world. Everyone wants to avoid opinions and thoughts and actions and things that they see that they disagree with. I mean, Mike Vick says he thinks it's okay to censor stuff like hate speech or pornography or nudity. And I see that point, and I don't disagree with it. I would just like to see as little censorship as possible and as much free flow of ideas as possible. Because the quickest way to kill a society is to kill the free flow of and exchange of ideas and thoughts
and expression and expression
and expression,
like taking a knee.
For instance, you remember many years ago there was an artist they made maple form. You may not remember the name, but you might remember he did an exposition of artwork that was very offensive to Christians. I believe one of the most famous was he had a beaker of urine with a crucifix in it. He called it Piss Christ. Now, I can see how the devout Christians could be very, very angry about that. And they wanted, I think it was Cleveland Art Museum, they protested out there trying to get the exhibit shut down. And I'm thinking to myself, no. Now, if I were a Christian, or I were a devout Christian, or if he had done a Star of David in a jar of urine, that would offend me personally. I'm not going to lie. But should he be censored for it? No. It's his right, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of thought. If he thinks that little of Christianity, that he has to put a crucifixion of Christ in a jar of urine and display it for the public to see, and by the way, charge money for it, you should have that right.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but if someone shows up in your comment section and says the Holocaust is fake, you block them.
Yes, because that's obviously
because you're in charge of that comment section.
Yeah, I don't know that I would particularly block that comment, but if he came in saying that Hitler was right and he didn't go far enough, I'd block that.
Now, what you can't do is have that person arrested for saying the Holocaust is fake.
No,
that's free speech.
Absolutely.
That's free speech.
I
is
would
protection from the government.
That
it's not protection from consequences.
No, that's true. That's true.
If someone posts my address in the comment section, I can block them.
Yes.
I can't have them thrown in jail.
Why is Tim Katie saying I'm a terrible? No, I would pity someone like that. I would feel sorry for them if they were that.
My local newspaper here is conservative.
I wouldn't want to.
Okay, my local newspaper is conservative, If I send in a letter to the editor bashing Donald Trump, do they have to print it?
No.
No, they don't. They get to choose if they print it or not.
Right. But you can't.
If I make a post on Facebook that says, well, you know, Jews run the world and the Holocaust is fake, Facebook gets to choose whether that stays up or down.
Yes.
So even if they're a publisher, it's not like publisher. If I call some book company right now and say, I'm writing a book, you have to publish it. Do they? No.
No.
They get to choose.
Places don't. Right. That's how the self-publishing industry.
Whoever's
is
in
growing.
charge makes the decisions on all that stuff, whether it's posted on Facebook, published as a book, a letter to the editor in the newspaper. Whoever's in charge makes those decisions. Is that censorship? Yes. They have the right to. Censorship is not illegal. The free speech means I can walk up to the governor of Georgia and flip him a bird, and there's nothing he or anyone else can do as far as throwing me in jail. They can't throw me in jail for that's free speech. Free speech is not my ability to go on Facebook and type whatever I want on Facebook's platform. That's not free speech.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. People are bored.
I think bored. I'm not bored, but
I'm not either. I could educate you all day. It would be fine with me. I love you, Celine.
That works both ways.
I know. I love you, buddy. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling in today.
But congratulations on 5 years, sir.
Yeah. Hey. Tell your dad I said hello when you talk to him.
Yeah. I will.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye.
See ya.
Celine Driver. I hope nobody gets the wrong idea. Me and Celine Driver are great friends. We love debating like that all the time. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. First time caller.
Hey, good to hear from you, buddy.
Thank you, man. Been listening for about a year and a half, fairly consistently. And I've been on the wrong end of you sometimes as a rag at my balls, but hey, it's all in good fun, so I can appreciate it. But I came on to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about the USFL coming up?
Is it the USFL or the XFL? I think it's the XFL, or is it both?
No, it's the USFL. It starts in 52 days.
I went all in on was it the AAF a few years ago?
Yep.
I went all in on that. I picked a team. I bought a hat, Atlanta Legends. I went all in, and it folded like a dollar store lawn chair. I hope I would love to have football to watch in the spring. I would love it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have tried and it's failed every time. I hope something comes along that's successful, but I've put so much hope into it in the past, and the rug's been yanked out from under me. It's hard for me to get too excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Until I get a look at the product.
Yeah. Well, the draft for it is actually tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and actually little old Johnny Manziel is actually going to be back in the league.
Oh, great. Well, yeah. See, I mean, that's kind of the issue. It has to be good football. You know, one of the things that killed the AAF, they had something like 2-week training camp. I mean, I'm sorry. High school football was more, I don't want to say the players themselves were better, but 2 weeks, you can't put a team together in 2 weeks. And so then you're watching these games on TV and nobody knows what the hell they're doing. And, people don't want to watch that. There was just a lot of problems with it. So, I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it when it comes on, no doubt. The first weekend that it's on or whatever, I will watch.
But what makes it weird is that they have the USFL and then also the XFL.
Yeah. And I think it's the XFL I read the other day has some kind of partnership with the NFL. I don't know what all is involved in that, but
it's actually pretty interesting, though. With the experimentation.
I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it. I may even live, the first weekend that it's on, I may even do some live streams or something during the games. But I'm just being honest. As much as I love football, it's hard for me to get excited about an alternative professional league just because I feel like, I mean, honestly, if you want to know what came closest to succeeding, it was the USFL 40 years ago. That's what came the closest.
Yeah.
And that's only because Donald Trump loves losing money. And so he sunk, I don't know how many billions of dollars into that league for no reason, and that kept it afloat for a while. But ever since then, it's just nothing has really even come close to sustaining itself for more than a year or two.
Yep. All right, I have one more question for you. All right? Well, more of a suggestion, really. What would you think about before the slobs happened, that you had the contestants submit, kind of like where they had Joe versus Pro, you'd have fans submitted videos. You remember those?
Fan submitted videos?
Yeah, like they would say, hey, I want to be on this show. Here's why you should put me on it. Kind of thing for the slobs. Like they're kind of showcasing their little skill set before it actually happens.
Oh.
It can be pretty funny.
Yeah, well, now there are, not exactly what you're talking about, but there are a lot of people that have made Slob Olympic training videos that are kind of like what you're talking about. Like it's people doing push-ups and throwing beer cans into a trash can and, trying to prove how good of a Slob Olympian they are.
Shoot, I'm gonna check those out now.
Yeah. There's Millis Vanillis. He's in the comment section now. He's got a bunch of them out. Mayhem Matthew is another one that's got a bunch of them out. I made one Slob Olympics. I made one a couple of weeks ago that I might play here in a few minutes. So yeah, they're out there if you look for it. I'm pretty sure if you just go to YouTube and type in Slob Olympics, they'll probably come up.
Okay. And your last little bit of question. Did you really ever think that you would be in this spot living that Georgia won a title?
Yeah. I mean, I say I'm old all the time. I'm 40 years old. Georgia's been really good for 20 years. So I've always thought there's a little bit of luck involved anytime you win a national title. And Georgia's had 3 or 4 teams over the last 20 years that were good enough to win a national title, but luck didn't go their way. So yeah, I didn't think I would live to be 80 and never see Georgia win another national title. I always kind of thought it was just a matter of time. Now, I was always skeptical, too, because we were close so many times and got let down. So it was always hard for me to buy all the way in. Even if you go back and watch my videos during this season, it was hard for me to buy all the way in on, the fact that Georgia was going to win it all because I've seen them find a way to lose so many times. But it sure was great to see them find a way to win finally.
Oh, yeah. I can attest to the luck for it. So when the Vols won, it was a lot of fucking luck for it to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of luck. And, well, thank you, Uncle Lou. I appreciate you. Hopefully I get to call another time and speak to you.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, buddy. It's good to hear from you. Yeah, I mean, even if you look back on this season that we're in right now, that just ended, right? And you look at the first game of the year for Georgia against Clemson. Georgia could have lost that game. What if Georgia would have lost that game, I don't know, let's say 13-10 or something, right? Then ran the table like they did. And then lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game. So instead of being 12-1, they're 11-2. Do they even get into the playoffs? So if you're looking for something to point to this year for Georgia, you say, man, that was the little bit of luck that was involved. Maybe it was that week 1 game against the Gators. Because that was, that game could have gone either way. The rest of Georgia's games were blowouts. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Slim Shady Canes, what's up, buddy?
I'm having a great day.
Good, good.
I'm seeing Gump fans shaking in their boots that they're that pipeline Nick Saban put into the state of Florida is fixing to get cut in half. Sprung a leak.
Miami's put a good staff together. There's no doubt about that. I think Mark Richt is the best coach they've had in a long time, but this is the best staff they've had in a long, long time. No doubt about it. Mark Richt's staff was horrendous.
I agree. Yeah, I agree, and I think, and that was one of the questions I had about Mario because I was not a big fan of the staff he put together at Oregon.
He's done a good job at Miami.
And that was one of the concerns I had with him coming in. And I think he still has some growing to do as a head coach. I mean, people forget Oregon was his first Power 5 head coaching job. Most people, general rule of thumb, your first Power 5 coaching job is not your greatest job, and his record's not terrible.
No, it's not. At all.
Teamwork.
Oh, sorry. I like more. I've been saying for 3 years that I think Mario Cristobal is the next head coach of Alabama. So I wouldn't say that if I thought Mario Cristobal was terrible.
Yeah, like I said, I the recruiting part, I'm fairly certain about. I think everybody knows that. I'm still, like you pointed out in that video today about the Texas A&M game, he's still got those head-scratching losses that I've got to see disappear. Now, I know everybody's going to have them. For example, South Carolina, what was that, 2018? Sometimes things just happen. I ain't talking about that, but just the two big losses back-to-back to Utah like that, that's the stuff I still want to see him clean up.
Right, and Oregon was infinitely more talented than Utah. Now, in Utah's defense, they are one of the best coach teams every single year, period. They can't recruit at the level of any of the big boy programs, but they are very well coached. So they have a good team almost every single year. So it's not a shock that they beat Oregon. I was a little shocked at the score in both games, but I wasn't shocked that Utah won those games.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I have to agree with that Florida fan that called in earlier. I agree with the point that you made that there's just too much talent even for all three big schools in Florida to get all of them. But, I keep up, like most people, with, articles put out by 247 and all that. Napier's considered one of the elite recruiters in the country. I think Florida State, he's done a better job recruiting than I thought he would. And then with what Miami's done, I think that's going to put a serious dent in the pipeline of athletes leaving the state. But that's not the only factor. I think Lincoln Riley is going to stem the flow of players coming out of California. And I think Sark and Jimbo are going to put a major dent in the players coming out of Texas. And I think all three of those combined are what's really going to create more of the parity in college football that people are looking for.
Yeah. And to the parity comment, and somebody mentioned that earlier, but then they got off the line before I could bring it up. You had Michigan and Cincinnati in the playoffs this year. I mean, that was 50% of your playoff teams that had never been to the playoffs before. That's more than we normally get, right? It's normally some combination of Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma, and then maybe one other team that gets in there. You had two teams that got in there this year that nobody thought was getting in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and it was only, a 4 or 5 year stretch where it was really all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the first two, you had, Florida State and Oregon in there.
Washington.
You had, the next year, Clemson and Washington got in. Michigan State got in that 1 year.
Yep.
So I think it was only like a 4 or 5 year stretch where I think people wore a little thin on it.
Yeah.
But, on top of it, obviously the run that Nick Saban's had at Alabama, a lot of people are just ready to see it end, much like, Bobby Bowden's run at Florida State, Tom Osborne's run at Nebraska.
Yeah, the Yankees, the Cowboys in the 90s, the 49ers before that. Yeah, the Lakers or whoever in basketball. Dynasties are great, but it gets to a point where you're right. everybody is rooting against the dynasty except for the fans of the dynasty. It gets to that point. The Patriots in the NFL, it gets to that point.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
It does. Now, I don't think
You felt that as a Miami
couple
fan.
comments, like-
You've been on both sides. You felt that as a Miami fan in the 90s and up at 90s to 2001. Miami was the kings of college football. Everyone hated them. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Alabama is now.
I've been on both sides of it.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah. Now, I saw a comment, and I've seen that it wasn't related to Miami, but I've seen a lot of Miami fans say the same thing, that Lincoln Riley's going to go into USC, and they may be a playoff contender.
Could be. What are some teams, Slim, you think this upcoming season, if you had to name, let's say, 2 teams this upcoming season that could make the playoffs for the first time? What about Southern Cal? I have a hard time now. I'm buying Southern Cal in the long run, like 5 years from now. If Lincoln, I think they'll be really good. Southern Cal had its worst season last year in 30 years. I don't know if Lincoln Riley, as good as he is, and all the transfers and all that, I don't know if that can be turned around in 1 year. So I don't know about them this year, but I would buy Southern Cal on like a 5-year plan, though, or even a 3-year plan. Who else I'm trying to think maybe could get in this year for the first time?
A&M?
A&M, maybe. They lost a lot, though. They lost half their starters, their entire defensive line. Haynes King only has, 2 starts ever in his career before he got hurt last year. A lot of question marks there. And plus, they're in they got to get through Bama and Ole Miss and Arkansas.
Right, but I do think of teams that you would think of that could make it, Jimbo would be the most proven of the bunch.
That's definitely true. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Because I would put Miami on the same level as you just did USC, somewhere in the 3 to 5 year range.
Yeah.
If as long as Cristobal can, continue to progress as a head coach.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that they'll have a bad year this year. I think the best case scenario, I see them probably going 9-3 at best.
Yeah. If he can put together a couple of top 10 or top 15 recruiting classes in a row, maybe it doesn't result in a national title with that type of recruiting class, but it could definitely result in some ACC championships and some playoff trips for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because just because they make the playoffs, and I said the same thing about Georgia going into this year. They're not perennially making the playoffs every year. Is that kind of big stage going to get to them? Much like it did Clemson the first couple of years they got in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I would throw Miami into that exact same boat.
I do think it would be good for college football if Miami could be playing meaningful games in November. Because, first of all, there are a ton, if you look at it from just a YouTube perspective, there are a ton of not only Miami video makers, but just Miami fans on YouTube. There's a ton. By far the most in the ACC. There's not another fan base in the ACC that has a bigger YouTube presence than the Miami Hurricanes. Clemson's not even close to being where Miami is in terms of a YouTube presence. So I think it would be good for Miami to get back to being that way. Florida State, too. I mean, it's just really weird to see Miami and Florida State kind of struggle for this long. It hasn't happened really in my lifetime. I mean, I started paying attention to football in the late 80s. That's when Miami got good. Florida State got good right after that. And both of those schools pretty much stayed good into the 2000s. It's just weird to see both of those teams struggle at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, it shows the change that's happened in college football. You have to put money into your program. You have to build the facilities. You have to, throw the bag at a coach that can win. Because that's where some of their run, from the 80s into the 90s and in the 2000s was based off of luck. Because, nobody knew who Jimmy Johnson was when they hired him, other than he was the Oklahoma State head coach that kept getting drubbed by Oklahoma and Nebraska every year.
Raj says y'all just need to hire Alonzo as head coach.
You big dummy.
Slim, I'm going to let you go, buddy. The lines are backed up. I got to try to run through the rest of these. But I do appreciate you calling in, man. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks at the Slob Olympics.
Yes, sir. It'll be a great time.
All right, buddy. See you soon. Slim Shady Canes checking in. Real quick, PayPal from our buddy Raj. He says, facts. People these days can't take the truth even when it's told right to their face or social media. Like me, you, and Slim, and even Celine Driver. We don't agree on everything, but we're grown men who put it aside, and friendship means something these days. Without getting up on a soapbox, Raj has summed it up right there. There are too many people. This is not a political show. I don't care what anybody's politics are, but there are too many people. There just is. I know families that don't speak because somebody likes this politician and somebody doesn't. And that is sad. Politics should be something that people can disagree on and it not affect them personally. And in too many cases, that's not the case. There's too many instances of political differences just ruining friendships, marriages, families. It's really a shame. I couldn't be any further on the political spectrum from Slim Shady Canes and Celine. I don't really know where Raj is on the spectrum. I don't care that me and Slim don't agree on political issues or that me and Celine don't agree on political issues. It doesn't matter to me at all. But there are too many people that have really let that dominate their life, and it's become sad, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth. Justin Aycock, thank you for the super chat. He says, a retirement community is just a retirement home for rich people. Sorry, Celine. You're awesome, though. Go Gators.
It's a retirement community.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou, it's Tiger Paul.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Man, I ain't heard from you in a while.
Hey, man. I know. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy. I actually moved from New York, where I was at, way upstate New York, basically Canada. And I'm down in North Carolina now at a new job.
Great. Yeah, well, you're down here in college football country now. Welcome home, sir. Welcome home.
I made it to the Clemson-Syracuse game last year.
Yeah.
Because it's the only college football game worth its salt that I could make it to.
I remember you talking about that last offseason. I remember you calling in last offseason and saying you were going to that game. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least you got to see one. That's good. Yeah, good for you.
I was on your morning show when I was talking about that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And now, how far away are you? Okay, you're in North Carolina, so now obviously you're a lot closer to Clemson than you were in New York, but how far are you away now from Clemson home games? A couple hours, 4 hours?
I think I'm 3 to 4 hours. So I'm up here in the Fort Bragg area.
Yeah.
So I'm a civilian contractor up here with the military.
Well, that's not bad. If you decide you want to, you can make it to a couple of home games a year now if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I got some friends, with some season tickets and some stuff that I can realistically do now that I'm not in the north.
Yeah, Pete will buy you a ticket.
Yeah, Pete will buy me a ticket. I'm gonna tell him you said that. I'm gonna hold him to it now. He's got to buy me a ticket to a Clemson game. But hey, man. I wanted to say congratulations on 5 years, man. Like that is a feat in and of itself on YouTube. I know your channel is by definition a trash talk channel, and believe me, I love it. I've loved all the C- material you've been coming out with the past year with Clemson.
It's all good banter back and forth. And I just wanted to tell you congratulations on 5 years. And I look forward to being a part of your channel for many more years to come, brother.
Well, I love to hear that. And you're right. This channel was founded and started on trash talking. And I've said it a million times. I just can't separate trash talk from college football. To me, the two go hand in hand. A lot of it has to do with the way I was raised.
They do.
A lot of it has to do with where I live. You know, I'm on the border of South Carolina, so I had a lot of friends that were actually South Carolina fans growing up. Now, most of my friends were Georgia fans because I live in Georgia, but I had a lot of friends that lived right across the river, and they were big South Carolina fans, and we'd get together every year and watch that game, and trash talking back and forth. And it's you know, it's never personal. It's trash talk, and I do it in fun.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I do it all in fun. The difficult part about running a YouTube channel based on trash talk is that a lot of times the first video that people ever see from Uncle Lou is an Uncle Lou video trash talking about their team. Like some random Clemson fan will go to YouTube and type in something about Clemson. An Uncle Lou video comes up. He clicks on it, and it's me calling them the Taters and wearing a C- hat. They click off, and they never come back to me ever again. But most of the people who have ever stuck around long enough to watch 2 or 3 videos or a couple of live shows or whatever, most of those people stay on forever. And those are the people I want here.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We don't need any snowflake types around here.
Yes.
This is not the community for those people. If that's how they feel, then hey, move on to something else, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of watered down content on ESPN or Fox Sports, or there's even some YouTube channels that you can go to that are just straight analysis with no opinion and no emotion, and that's fine because there's an audience for that. But that's not this channel.
A boring audience, but yeah, there's an audience for it. But going on your little political rant you went on there for a second. It is sad in today's climate that people can't disagree on politics and still remain friends. I mean, that's just I don't know what to say about it. I mean, what I say about it's not going to change anything. It's just that, diversity of thought is always a good thing, in my opinion. And being able to talk to somebody that feels differently than you and that maybe challenges your beliefs on whether it be politics or religion or whatever the case may be, I think that just grows us as people.
Yeah, and the goal doesn't even have to be to change the other person's mind, but to just get just
to understand it, right?
Just get the other person to understand that, okay, this person might feel or think differently than I do on this particular topic, but that doesn't make them a bad person. They just feel differently about whatever topic. But there's, especially with the advent of social media and anonymous accounts on Twitter and other places, it's just become way too easy to call somebody a fucking idiot if you don't agree with me, and fuck you, and that's it's just so out of hand now.
Yeah, I mean, people get real brave behind a keyboard, and I think it's unfortunate. I think it breeds, you just get in your own echo chamber.
Yeah.
Without diversity of thought and without people who may not feel the way you feel about certain things. Right. I mean, it's just we got to get away from that as people. But with that said, let's get back to the most important thing, which is college football.
Yes.
Congratulations on your national championship, sir.
Thank you. It feels good.
I love the intro to every video. The champ is here. That's as a Clemson fan, I both hate it and love it at the same time.
Yeah. I get it.
You guys truly did break the ukulele for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll ever recover. I know that he's at a quarterback guru or quarterback, camp or whatever, trying to fix whatever Georgia did to him. And I pray that he gets it fixed, or that Cade Klubnik is the answer. But it was a brutal season to watch as a Tiger fan. And most teams will be like 10-3. Why are you guys sitting here complaining? But Clemson's a different breed. They're a different animal, right? They're the top of college football, or near the top of college football when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, a 10-3 season for us was disappointing.
I mean, here's the thing. People can say what they want about Clemson. Clemson's defense, I think, is still going to be really good, even without Brent Venables. I think it's going to be really good. Offensively, I love all their skill position players except for quarterback. That's the question mark. If Clemson can improve a little bit on the offensive line and a little bit at the quarterback position, they're going to be 11-1 and 12-0 and playing in the ACC title game for an opportunity to make the playoffs. They're still a very, very, very talented team.
Right. My other question for you, where do you see kind of this name, image, and likeness going in the next few years? Do you think there will be more restraint put on name, image, and likeness, or do you think?
Yeah, I hate to use this word. I hate to use this word when we were just talking about politics, but there's fixing to be a bunch of regulation thrown into the name, image, and likeness thing. And honestly, we need some. I almost don't even care what the regulations are. I don't care how loose they are, how tight they are, almost. But they need to apply to everybody across the board. It is an unfair situation when you have 50 states with 50 different sets of laws governing NIL. And, certain schools are allowed to do one thing, other schools aren't. It's creating a chaotic environment. I do think there is going to be some regulation put in place. I don't know who it is that's going to do it, but I do think that's what's coming next. Hey, I'm going to have to let you go. It's almost time to wrap it up, and I still got a few calls to get through. There's 3 people on hold. Those are going to be the last 3 calls, but I'm about to pee my pants here. So I'm going to play this Slob Olympics video that I was talking about a few minutes ago and then come back and take these last 3 calls.
Most people are not living their dreams because of fear, ladies and gentlemen. Fear is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear put people in the hospital. Fear can age you. Fear, ladies and gentlemen, can hold you back from doing something that you know within yourself that you're capable of doing, but it will paralyze you. And I ask you a question, what is the benefit? What's the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? What's the benefit of giving up on yourself, of not stepping out on life and taking life on? What is the benefit for you? What's the plus in that? You got to ask yourself, how long am I going to allow this to hold me back?
You cannot let your fear hold you back from your destiny. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Do it broke, do it scared, do it nervous, do it trembling, do it on your knees, do it with help, do it on crutches, do it in a wheelchair, because you don't want to end up in a nursing home sitting on a bedpan wondering what would have happened if you'd only had more courage. You don't want to end up in an old folks home and your dying thought is, I wish I had a.
You don't have as many opportunities in life to take that gamble and allow life to play you. You must play life.
You've got to make some conscious effort to begin to work to develop you. Start listening to tapes on a daily basis to begin to recondition your mind, to retrain your thinking. Listen to things that can empower you, that can enable you to create a new reality for yourself, and a new life for yourself. You might appear to be strange around most people.
Don't expect it to make sense to anybody why you've got to do this, why you have got to go. Why? I don't understand. You don't have to. I'm going for me. This is something I have got to do. Now, will it be turbulent? Yes. Will it be easy? No. Will you have some opposition? Yes. Will I make a lot of mistakes? Yes. Will I get hurt? Yes. But guess what? There's no gain without pain. How do you stand the race, Les, when you lost your money, lost your car, had no place to stay, sleeping in people's houses, on their floor, on their couch? How do you handle the times when you were borrowing money and couldn't pay it back? You felt humiliated when people you love who didn't believe in you told you you ain't nothing. How do you keep on coming back again and again? Or you've lost your business or lost your job or lost your home and you've been completely devastated. How do you come back? Oh, let me tell you something. It's possible.
The greatest achievement of somebody comes right after their worst defeat. When they've hit rock bottom, hit the bottom of the barrel, they got nothing left. Everyone's given up on them. They're dead broke on their back. They're just now left with the intestinal fortitude, the pride within. Do I want to stay on the bottom of this barrel or do I climb the fuck out of this hole? It's at that point when everything's lost that everything can be gained.
You've got to remind yourself, I know I got what it takes to do this. And it's necessary that you go at it with everything in you, pulling deep down within, challenging yourself.
Once you have that belief that's so strong that overrides the crowd's disbelief, the adversities, anything, you welcome that shit. Because that right there is supposed to fucking happen. Because without that kind of abuse on you, you will not become the battle-tested, proven champion that holds the title, has the value of the title. You must go through those ends. Hit rock bottom. Your worst hour of despair becomes your best as you get back up. You learn from that. And you continue to put one foot in front of the other. Because what you're going for is what you believe.
All right, there you go. Uncle Lou's Slob Olympics training video number 1. All right, let's run through these last couple of phone calls here. Gonna have to make these quick. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Oh, shit. Hey, what's up, Lou? It's Ballard. How you been?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple games upcoming. We got a bunch of great non-con games, but wanted to get your thoughts on one in particular with the, I guess, the Louisiana Tech and Missouri. Because I think Louisiana Tech has been, they've been a good team in recent years, and Missouri, I think in ways at least disappointed last year. But
this is why you have a hard time attracting viewers. There's how many amazing non-con games coming up this year, and you call me and ask me about Louisiana Tech versus Mizzou. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
That's old Millis Vanillis in the house, Uncle Lou.
What's up, Millis?
Ain't nothing but the rent.
I hear you.
Hey, I wanted to congratulate you on 5 years of videos. Some of them watchable.
Yeah, that's right. Some of them are watchable. Yes.
I watched the 2018 Natty, the 2 and 26 game. Algorithm sent me it was the video where you was drinking the 38-year-old Coke.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the first Lou I ever watched. And I got to admit, Lou, I was being a troll. I was like, who the hell is this dude, you know? But I got interested in you, and I started watching some of your other videos that were more serious sportscaster-like videos, and I really enjoyed them. And I started to admire your actual knowledge of football, besides the crazy antics and like that. I started just watching Lou videos left and right, the crazy ones and the serious ones. Every Lou video I could get, I would watch it.
Yeah,
so,
I'm by no means a college football expert, but I watch a ton of college football. And once people are around here long enough, like you, it's easy to tell which one of my videos where I'm kind of just doing the trash talking routine versus where I'm just giving you my honest opinion and analysis on what I think about a certain game or a certain team or a certain player. It's not hard to figure it out once you've been around a while.
And I started to really admire your production and editing, and your set. Your studio is just freaking badass, man.
Well, thank you.
So I just became a freaking Lou-tard, you know, and I still am. You inspired me to want to create videos, Lou, and I thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate that. That's the biggest compliment anybody can give me, because I'm going to tell you, it would be easy for me to make nothing but Georgia videos and have a whole bunch of Georgia fans here. It would be easy for me to create a college football channel and hide the fact that I'm a Georgia fan. And there are a lot of people that do that. There is a lot of college football YouTube channels out there where the people will not tell you who they're a fan of. It's not easy to openly admit I'm a Georgia fan, root for Georgia, the whole thing, and try to have a channel that includes people from every fan base. That's hard to do. That's very hard to do.
But I do also find that you are able to present an unbiased opinion about things, because you know me, I'm the biggest gunk tard in South Carolina.
Right.
And I have seen you tell the truth about any given situation, you know, during the season when you're predicting games or picking whatever. And I like the fact that, you know, you're all dog, but you're still able to be, you know, you don't have the blinders on, so to speak. And because I've joined up with other folks since then, and some of them are really biased to their team. I'm not going to name any names. And I don't watch their content as much as I watch yours in the season.
Yeah, people can call me a homer, and I am a homer to a certain extent because I am a huge Georgia fan. But if Georgia does something I disagree with, there's no one louder than me calling it out.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to say.
If it's a player getting arrested, if it's someone playing bad, if it's a coach I think that needs to be gone, I am a homer, but I don't wear homer shades 24 hours a day. I'm capable of looking at Georgia and saying, okay, this ain't right.
And your antics, I mean, when that white Tonto debuted, I thought you was trying to assassinate me. You ain't never seen nobody laugh so hard. I love white Tonto so much. I would love to see white Tonto at the Slob. I just love that character.
He's fun to do.
And you have the Bear Bryant impression I've ever seen. Your Bear Bryant is spot on, my man. And it inspired me to want to create videos. I'm actually working on building my studio now. P-Digits and I are working on building a studio for Old Millis. You know, I'm getting off of the cell phone, and I'm spending money, and I'm doing work. I'm painting walls, and we're going to put a little studio together here at my place.
Well, good for you, man. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, that's exciting.
And all that started with you, Lou.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you. And if you ever don't have any fans, you still gonna have Millis as a fan, and I think probably Raj too.
Yeah. Well,
and I can't wait to meet you at the Slob.
Me too. There's a whole lot of good people involved in this college football community, and you mentioned Raj. Y'all two are at the top of the list, and I'm excited to meet you two here in a couple of weeks at Pigeon Forge. Millis, thank you for the call, buddy. I look forward to seeing that studio you're working on.
Real quick, please. I'm asking, if you had time, would you put together a montage or a highlight reel of the past 5 years?
Oh, God.
If you have a chance. Just a little quickie, clip show.
I'm probably going to say no on that.
Think about it. Just think about it.
I'll think about it. All right. Thanks, Millis. Good to hear from you, buddy. Yeah, that would take a lot of work. 2 call-in shows a week, 52 weeks a year, 5 years. That's 250-something call-in shows. Don't know if I can go through all those to make a montage. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou. This is homegrown cowboy. Just another Alabama fan. How you doing, man?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing today?
Oh, doing good. I just got home from work, and happy 5th anniversary. I was going down the road, and I like to listen to, you in particular, when I go to work or come home, and I go to work, it's 54 miles away, and I got a lot of interstate windshield time, So I really, I'm going to make this quick, so I know you got to go, but I really enjoy listening to you, and there's so much more that I want to talk about, but we'll save that for another time. I think we got plenty of time during this off season.
Oh, yeah.
But man, I'm gonna hang up with you. Thank you very much, and congratulations. And I certainly hope, Lou, that you keep going doing what you're doing, bub.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Yeah, here's to another 5 years. Thank you, sir. As long as I have people like you around that are willing to call in and hang out in the comments section, I'm confident I'll be around another 5 years. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou, it's Digits. How you doing, buddy?
P. Digits, man, your ears must have been burning. Somebody was just talking about you.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even talk to him, and then I was sitting here on hold, and I heard Millis, and I was like, man, he's gonna let the cat out of the bag, and he did.
Yes, he did. I got you, Slim. Hold on 1 second, P. Digits, because he Slim Shady sent this PayPal a while ago, and I've been trying to get a chance to read it. Slim Shady, thank you for the PayPal. He says, 2 people in a marriage can't agree on everything, so how are 2 people across the country going to? No matter what we agree or disagree on, y'all are my friends anyway, and nothing outside of messing with my family, my truck, or my whiskey is going to change that. Congrats on 5 years. Very well said, Slim. And Slim, you have my word. You have my word, Slim, that I will not mess with either your family, your truck, or your whiskey. So we should be good, Slim. All right, P. Digits, what's up, buddy?
Very well said.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say congrats on the five years. I mean, I jumped off ESPN and Fox Sports and did exactly what you talked about. Jumped on the search, did Clemson. Oh, my God, here's a guy breaking shit.
Yeah.
And so you kind of pulled me in, and I know you pulled a lot of other people in, and you kind of helped us get a little community here, where we're actually using the word community and having another second Slob Olympics. And I appreciate everything that you do.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I say sometimes, I mean, I am a Georgia fan, but I like to say I'm a college football fan. Georgia's my favorite team. I watched at most 15 Georgia games a year at most, and that's if they go all the way. Usually I watch 13 or 14 Georgia games a year. I watch 500 college football games a year. I cannot put into words what college football means to me. If somehow Georgia went away tomorrow, like there was some kind of decree or whatever, oh, that's it, Georgia's shutting their football program down. All that would mean to me is that I would watch 12, 13, or 14 less games per year. That's all that would mean to me. I would still be on here. I would still be watching college football from 9 in the morning until 2 in the morning every Saturday in the fall. College football is the greatest sport in the history of mankind, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you, and I think it's that common denominator that everybody in this community has, which is college football. It's not necessarily our teams, but we all enjoy the tradition, the differences, and, actually the trash talk, just giving it to each other. So, again, I want to jump off because I know you're trying to wrap things up, but I do appreciate it, and I know a lot of other people do, and looking forward to another 5.
P. Digits, thanks for calling in, buddy, and thank you for the kind words. It was good to hear from you, sir. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey there, Uncle Lou. It's Mad Dog Mo here from Austin, Texas.
What's up, buddy?
Raised in Atlanta, Georgia,
yes,
and diehard Bulldog fan. Second
ATL.
time calling in. Yes, sir. Went to Lassiter High School, and I actually played football myself at Mars Hill University, which is a small D2 school. But
nice.
Nevertheless, what I wanted to get into is I love your podcast coming from somebody who's played the game. I think you have a very unique take on it. Me and my dad both listened to you and been listening to you over the years. And let me tell you, we bond over that. So just wanted to share that with you. First things first, but I do have some questions. First one, coming into the Oregon game, I need 2 way too early offensive and defensive MVPs or standouts for the game.
Yeah. Based on what I know about Kirby Smart and sort of his history at Georgia, for an offensive MVP, I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with Kendall Milton.
Okay, I like that pick.
Kirby.
Well,
Kirby.
right?
Yep. Kirby is conservative by nature. We all saw the Clemson game this last year. I'm not trying to compare Oregon to Clemson, but Oregon's a talented team. I think Kirby is going to play it safe. And I think there's going to be a lot of running the ball. And so it's a guess for me at that point then which running back has the most successful day between Kendall Milton, Kenny McIntosh, Dijon Edwards, and the new kid Branson Robinson. My personal favorite is Kendall Milton, so I'm going to go with him offensively. Defensively, that's a little tougher.
There we go.
We're replacing, we only play 2 inside linebackers at a time, but we're replacing our top 3 inside linebackers, so you're going to have 2 new guys there. It's possible one of them picks up the defensive MVP. I think Jalen Carter might be the best player on defense this year, but it's hard for a nose guard / defensive tackle to ever win any type of MVP award, even for a game. As good as Jordan Davis was last year, how many times did he win defensive MVP? That's hard to do.
Definitely right on that.
Yeah.
Now, Oregon spreads the ball a little bit more than this teams than we typically see. So would you not lean toward one of those corner or safety positions for a defensive MVP?
Maybe, but you got to remember, Oregon, new coaching staff, Dan Lanning, a defensive guy. And actually, Oregon was better at running the ball last year than they were throwing the ball. That's what won them that game against Ohio State, was running the ball. They've got some good running backs there. It's possible it could be a DB. I think I'm probably going to pronounce his name. Is it Kamari Lassiter? I think
that's right.
I think he's going to have a really good year. He didn't play a lot this year, but he's ultra talented. And I think maybe him on one side and Keely Ringo on the other, I think is going to be a great cornerback combination.
There we go.
Yeah, but so I would probably lean towards an inside linebacker, but it'd be hard for me to name one because we're losing our top 3. There's probably going to be like a rotation of 3 or 4 that play in that game. But so I would go with some inside linebacker and Kendall Milton. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give you a wild card here.
Don't you say Stetson Bennett. Don't you say Stetson Bennett.
No. I ain't going to go with him. Although he earned some respect from me this year, I'll say that. But no, I'm going to go with Jalen Walker. Now, we talk about talented inside linebackers coming in. I don't think I'm mistaken, but he's a pretty highly rated recruit coming in at that linebacker spot. I believe he actually won the whatever the linebacker award is for college, but in the high school ranks as well. So, that's a good talent maybe to keep an eye on. But last question here, Lou, and I'll let you go because I know if you're as busy as I am, you probably shouldn't be spending too much time doing this. But how many dogs, or if you can give me some names of some dogs that you're projecting to go in the first or second round of next year's draft?
Well, Nakobe Dean, 100% for sure. I think he could be a top 10 pick. As much as I love Jordan Davis, the NFL is a passing league, and Jordan Davis is borderline useless on third down. So I think he's a really good first and second down player, but I don't know that he'll be drafted in the first round. Outside of that, I think there's a possibility, depending on how it goes in the combine, that George Pickens could move up to the first round. He has first round talent for sure, and if it had it not been for the injury, had it not been for his injury, he'd have been a top 15 pick, no questions asked. I still think it's possible he moves up to the first round, depending on, I think he's projected for the second round now, but depending on how the combine goes for him, I think he could move up into the first round. And then I think you're going to have a bunch of players drafted in the second round.
I agree. And I think the thing with George, if he goes later in that first or in the second round, I think it'll be good for him to get into a team that's, well established. I mean, we all know George has a history. I love him just as much as anybody else. But, I don't want to see George at one of these programs like the Lions or the Jaguars. I think that, with a good quarterback and a system in place, he can really be a shot at winning that offensive MVP as well. So
think about this.
That's
Think
my
about
thoughts
this
there.
possibility. What if I don't know the exact draft order in the NFL, but I know the Chiefs made it to the AFC Championship game. So I don't know. Let's say the Chiefs have like the 28 or the 29 pick or something. What if the Chiefs picked up George Pickens,
That's right.
a legitimate number one wide receiver, right? Tall, a legitimate number one, to go along with Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce. That would be scary. And Patrick Mahomes slinging the ball. That would be scary, to your point about ending up on a good team if he goes late in the first round. Yeah.
Right. Well, Lou, I appreciate you, man. As you said, congratulations to the 5 years, and looking forward to talking some more of that Georgia shit with you here in the next year. So,
all right, buddy.
God bless.
Yeah, thank you for the call. It's good to hear from you. All right, last call. This is going to have to be really quick. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, good morning, Uncle Lou. This is Edward calling in. How you doing on this awesome Tuesday?
Doing great, Edward. You got 60 seconds.
Great.
Go. You got 60 seconds.
All right.
Go.
What's your thoughts on Southern Cal's recruiting class? And congratulations on 5 years.
An amazing recruiting class and an even better transfer class, and I'm buying Southern Cal on a 5-year plan. They are going to be dominating the Pac-12. It's just a matter of when. It might not be this year because they had their worst year. Last year was their worst season in 30 years. So they might not dominate this year, but they are going to dominate the Pac-12 at some point in the near future.
Totally agree. And congratulations on 5 years. Thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you again Monday night, 10:15 or whatever you do.
Sounds good. Thanks, Edward. Good to hear from you. All right, that's it, everybody. I appreciate you all tuning in. 5-year anniversary of the call-in show. Today's Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday night, back at the normal time, Thursday night, to do this call-in show all over again. I really appreciate everybody tuning in today. Big shout-out to everybody that's ever tuned in to an Uncle Lou call-in show, and an especially big shout-out to everybody that's ever called in. Without callers, you cannot have a call-in show. I love you all, and I'll see you again real soon. Have a good morning.